Okay, good morning, everyone. What is the previous topic which I taught you? What is the name of the chapter? Ashish?
Rural development.
Okay, rural development. What do you mean by rural development, Grishma? What do you mean by rural development?
Yes, ma'am. Development in rural areas in all aspects of life.
In all aspects in the sense related to?
What, ma'am? I can't hear you.
Related to, in all aspects in the sense?
Social and economic.
Social and economic. Examples related to that? What all will come when we, okay, I will ask another person. Elvina, can you tell what all will be taken care to see that whether the rural areas are developed or not?
Promoting the agriculture and the having generating more alternative means of livelihood. And promoting them.
No, what I'm asking, what are the indicators to see that or to tell that whether there is development in the rural areas?
Education and health facilities.
Education and health facilities, then?
Employment.
Employment, okay. Yeah, that means income or income what you're earning. Then? Related to infrastructure, whatever facilities are available in the area, all those things comes under as an indicator for the rural development. Okay. Next, I told you a few objectives for objectives of rural development. What are those objectives? Karthik, can you tell?
Yes, ma'am. Increasing the productivity of the agriculture sector so that the income of the farmers increase. Alternative means of livelihood in rural areas so that depending on agriculture sector is reduced. Promoting education and health facilities in the rural areas so that human development is also achieved.
Okay, fine. These are the objectives of rural development. Few points I told you related, which all areas it should be developed, infrastructure and all those things. Other than that, related to the backwardness, I told you some reasons. What are those reasons for the backwardness? Why rural areas are not developed? What are the reasons for rural backwardness? Aishwarya, can you say?
Declining public sector investment since 1991.
Yes. Then?
And inadequate infrastructure.
Inadequate infrastructure.
Lack of adequate employment opportunities.
Okay, lack of adequate employment opportunities, or especially in the other areas. It's not necessary only in the agriculture. Other areas, there are some areas it's not available for the people, those who are living in the rural areas to work. Okay, or alternative means of livelihood, it's very less compared to the other areas. So these are the important points which we discussed. Now, before that, let me share it. Okay, now next, I told you about the credit, right? Did we start with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, we were in the SHG, right? Yeah, you were asking regarding the SHG, right? Who asked related to that? Who was doing? Yeah. Now next one. Yeah, this one. Did we discuss this? No. Yeah. Some kind of, I told you regarding whenever to get the loan from banks or any other area, the farmers or the people, they have to submit collateral. Okay. But in the case of SHG, what is the benefit? They need not submit any collateral to get the loan from this particular groups here. Okay. So because we don't want some kind of collateral, the people can easily get the loan from this particular kind of associations and not an organization actually. It is a particular kind of association of people who are living in one particular locality. So they fill the gap in the formal credit. This is what I told you the last point. They fill the gap in the formal credit in the sense the formal sources of credit, they were not able to give loan to everyone because they will be asking collateral for giving loan. So they are not able to give loans to everyone. So to solve that problem in our country, SHGs were promoted, and this was introduced in our country mainly for the people, those who wanted to invest money. They don't have money, they can take loans by savings, by pooling their money. Now, next one, this is mainly for rural and economic development of rural areas. Not only in the rural areas, we can see this kind of SHGs in the semi-city areas also. Next one, this is what, when we need collateral, mainly for getting the loan, poor people, they are out of the credit system. They are not able to get the credit network, or they are not able to avail the facilities of the credit. So here what SHGs do, they promote thrift in small proportion. What do you mean by thrift in small proportion? What is thrift actually? Thrift, I told you, I think, right? What is thrift? Thrift in the sense you are getting maybe 1,000 rupees of money. From that, you are compromising your spending, and little bit you are saving and pulling it together. So people, they promote thrift. Miser, you know who is a miser, right? Who is a miser? Who is considered as a miser? Anyone? Miser means what? Very miser. That person is very miser. If you means what?
They do not spend money.
Yeah, they do not spend money. They are too much in conjuice in spending money. Okay. It's not like miser here. You are not wasting money. Some amount of money you are keeping aside for some benefit. Okay. That we are promoting here. We are promoting in the sense government is encouraging, or self-help group is encouraging the people not to spend all the money what they receive. Some amount of money they are making these people to save. So in small proportion they are saving. So small contribution it will be. If 100 members are there, they may ask those members to save 50 rupees or 100 rupees. Like that they may save. They pool it together. Then when this become a large amount, that will be given as a loan to the people. Okay. So once more, just listen how it works. The members of self-help group, what do? They just start saving their money. It will not be a huge amount, because you know that those who are the members of self-help group, they are not very rich. Okay, maybe on daily wages, they may be working. So from the income what they are getting, a small amount they will be saving. Maybe 100 rupees per day or 50 rupees per day, they will be taking from their income. They will save it, and all the members of this self-help group money will be pooled in the sense they will bring it together. Then when this amount becomes large, what they do with this money, they will give this amount of money as loans to whom? To the members themselves. And when after giving the loans, what they do with that? These who have taken loan, they can repay the loan in small amounts, maybe monthly wise, they can pay it back to the self-help group. Okay. Now, when one person repaid the loan, they have that money with them. This money will be given to another person as a loan. And the speciality of this particular loan is that their interest rate will be very reasonable, or it will be very low. Okay, so this is one important point we can see related to the self-help group. That is, credit will be given to the needy people, and it can be repaid in small amounts or in small installments, and the rate of interest is very cheap, or it is very reasonable, because now they need not depend on the money lenders or landowners or informal sources of credit here. Okay, next one. Now they have given how many people are involved in this, related to this SHG. By 2019, if you see, somewhat 6 crore women have become the member of 54 lakh women SHGs. Okay, so somewhat 54 lakh SHGs are there. How many are members in this? How many members we can see, women members? Yes, someone. You can see 6 crore women in India. They are the members of this 54 lakh women SHG. So you can imagine how many SHGs are there in our country. Now, you can see that here somewhat from rupees 10 to 15,000 per SHG. And another SHG, you can see 2.5 lakhs. They have taken, or they have formed a fund, and they are providing this for self-employment or for increasing the income generation. Okay, so this much amount of money they are providing to the people. It is like a community fund. Okay, or because many are involved in that, they are contributing to this, and from this much amount of money they are using for taking up self-employment. And the self-employment, always you can see that it will generate income for the people. This kind of credit facility, we call it as micro credit programs. This kind of facility, what we have in our villages, in our cities, we call it as micro credit programs. And this is especially helpful for women in the empowerment. You might have heard that some of the SHGs, they take care of the families of women also. In rural areas, many children are malnourished. So that support will be given to the women. And some of the areas you can see domestic violence will be there. So any problem is there like that at home, that will be taken care by the SHG. Like that, lot of help is given for the women. At the same time, they wanted to empower the women, especially by providing or making the women to earn income. But there is a drawback for this they have given. People are taking loans for consumption purpose. Okay, consumption purpose in the sense, people, they are not using this for any productive purpose, or they are not investing to start some employment or self-employment program. They just take it for consumption purpose. Can anyone say some example for this consumption purpose? For what consumption purpose we are talking? Can you think of? Consumption purposes, it's not that we are talking about the day-to-day consumption. It can be, but why they take loan such a big amount? For what purpose they might be using? I should call out your names, right? Then only you will tell. Aparna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. For what purpose they might be using this money, loan?
Ma'am, because the money which they have in their hands may not be enough for meeting their needs.
Meeting them. That's what I said. It's not necessary that they are taking it for day-to-day needs. Maybe something else. What it will be? Think of something else. Just think that for what people are taking loans, not for investment. Other than that, for what people will be taking loans? Any other purpose? In our society itself, we can see loan for
to build houses.
Maybe to build houses. It's not a productive one. Okay. Then
conducting a grand ceremonies.
Yes, very good. That's what I want. Mainly, they take loan for doing some ceremony or anything like that. Okay, even though they don't, especially I feel that in our places we can see that we take money loan or get money from others for doing ceremonies maybe or doing some functions, and we spend money lavishly. Okay, so that is what they have given here as a demerit. People they start taking money for consumption purpose, just for spending. It's not for any productive purpose. So even though SHG is supporting many to start self-employment or anything like that, majority of the people, they take sometimes money for consumption purpose. But if there is an emergency, like if they wanted to treat treat any disease or anything, we can't blame them. That is also consumption purpose only. But other than that, you can see maybe to celebrate some religious ceremonies, or maybe to spend money for marriages and all those things, people take money. Next one, it is just an outline regarding what all will come under institutional sources and what all comprises the non-institutional sources. You can just mention these points from where the people take the credit, especially in the rural areas. There are two sources: institutional sources and non-institutional sources. When we talk about non-institutional sources, these are the sources: money lenders, relatives, traders and commission agents, rich landlords. All these comprises non-institutional sources. Money lenders, relatives, traders, commission agents, rich landlords, all these people will come under non-institutional sources. Next one, institutional sources, or you might have heard informal sources. Okay, this is also.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide?
Yeah. Informal source or formal source, that also can be used. These are all informal one. Informal sources. What is the speciality of this particular source of credit, Aishwarya?
High rate of interest.
Yes, high rate of interest. So cost of borrowing will be very high. Cost of borrowing in the sense what amount you have to pay it back, that will be very high. Sometimes whatever you are earning, majority will be paid as a loan to the money lenders or landlords. Next one, this is institutional, or we can say that it is formal source of credit. Here what all can come: cooperative credit societies are there, land development banks are there, commercial banks are there, regional rural banks are there. Sometimes the government also give loans. NABARD gives loans. Self-help groups are there. Okay. Now here it is given bank linkages program. Okay. Just write down these, what all will come under institutional source. Cooperative credits or cooperative credit societies, you might have heard, or cooperative societies are there. They give credit to the people. Land development banks are there. Commercial banks are there. Regional rural banks are there. The government, NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, and self-help groups. Through the bank linkage program, Now, sometimes these self-help group, what do? Whatever money they collect from the people, they deposit that in the bank. Okay. Now, this deposit they will keep as a collateral, and from the bank they take loan. Got it what I said? What the self-help group do? They collect. You know that there are savings. So savings will be collected from the members. This will be pooled and this will be deposited in the bank. Okay. Now that deposit amount is a big amount that they will keep it as a collateral. On that they can take the loan. So banks know very well that SHGs, they are very punctual in making the members to return the loans. So banks also, they feel that they are not worried about repayment of the loan. So this kind of bank, through bank also, they will be taking loan and giving to the members, and the members will be repaying that. So this also, you can see a source through which helps the members to get the loan from bank. Now, rural banking, there are some positive effects for this. In what all ways it is helpful for the rural people, that is what it is given. First thing, they get credit facilities and different kinds of loans they can take, especially for meeting their production needs. Production needs in the sense, they may, especially when we talk about farmers, they may need seeds, buying money for seeds, buying machines, or maybe to buy pesticides, fertilizers. For all these purposes, they need money. They may not have money to invest. So for those purpose, the farmer can avail the service of this particular credit facilities from the bank. Another one important point is given regarding India, famine. Now, we cannot hear this particular problem in our country, because everywhere, if you see, especially with the result of grain revolution, food grain production, it is very high. We are self-sufficient in the production of food grains. At the same time, we say that we are having food security in our country. Okay. What do you mean by food security? What is food security?
If any natural calamity or if anything has been occurred, even then, food grain has been stored so that
available food grains are stocked. I mean, more and more amount of food grains are stocked, and if there is any problem also, this food grains will be supplied to the people. So there is no fear that people are not having food grains or food problem of food in our country. Okay, so enough food grains are there, and you know that you might have heard about buffer stock. Okay, what is this buffer stock? What is this buffer stock? Who does this stocking?
Government.
Government does this, okay. But there is a way through which they take the food grains from the people, right? How do they take that food grains from the people? From the farmers only they are buying, right? And there is a particular price they keep. What is the term we are using for that?
Minimum support price.
Yeah, minimum support price. There is a particular price kept by the government. So farmers are encouraged to produce. Otherwise, always you can see that after the production, when the harvesting time is there, prices will be very less. So government before itself, they announce the price, and the farmers feel that, okay, this much price they are going to get, they are sure. So they will be encouraged to do the cultivation, and after the production, what the government will do, take the stock or food grains production from the farmers, and they stock it. That stock we call it as buffer stock. Where they stock these things in our country, there is a particular corporation for that. You know? Have you heard about FCI? Yes or no? What is the full form?
Food Corporation of India.
Food Corporation of India. They collect the food grains and they supply to the people. Maybe they at less price. Through which outlet they are supplying this?
PDS.
PDS, public distribution system. Okay. Next one, we are going to see the critical appraisal of rural banking. Is there any drawback or not for this particular banking or credit facilities in our rural areas? Okay. Now, one main problem we can see, they are failed to develop a habit of deposit mobilization. What do you mean by deposit mobilization? They fail to get deposit from the people in the rural areas. Okay. Now, if they don't have much deposits, will they be able to give more loans?
No.
Yes. No, they will not be able to give much loans to the farmers. So first thing, if you see that habit of depositing money in the bank, it is not there with the farmers or not there with the people, those who are living in the rural area. That is one drawback. Another one you can see, loan recovery. It was very difficult for them. Especially, you might have heard that some farmers are there, they take the loans and they will not repay that loans to the bank or to the government. Okay, now sometimes you might have heard that government has wrote off these loans. Have you heard this wrote off these loans?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what do you mean by that wrote off?
Written off. They don't have to repay it again.
Now they don't need not pay the loan amount back to the bank or to the government. See, government also provide loans to the farmers. Okay, so there is a habit now in between the farmers that, or among the farmers that, they don't want to pay the loan even though they have got good amount of money, or even though they have money in their hands, because they expect that sometimes the government may just write off all these loans what they have taken. So they are just waiting for that. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, you know that all the farmers, they will join and they will go and appeal to the government that, or to the banks that they don't have money to repay the loan amount. So something they should be done. So that kind of habit we can see among the people in rural areas. That is one thing. So that is what loan default rate have been very high. It is chronically high. That means whoever is taking loan, they are not ready to pay it back. Now, you know that some of the incidents happens with some farmers. Okay. Some are not able to pay back the amount of money what they have taken. So usually you might have seen that in some areas they commit suicide. Yes. So when something like that happens, all will start talking against the government or against the government. Maybe the farmer is not genuinely, he is not having money to repay. But if we ask, then it creates a problem. So like that, these kind of situations we can see in the rural areas. Now loan amount is not repaid, it will be a problem with the bank also. Okay, then again, will they be able to give loan to other people?
No.
No. So that is why the promotion and expansion of this banking sector, it is not that high as we are expecting. It is like not improving. The development is not much improving in the matter of this credit facilities and expansion, because even though government is doing lot of reforms, lot of facilities are provided, banking sector in the rural areas are not much developing because various reasons are there. Sometimes the farmers are not able to pay back the money. Sometimes they are able, but they are not ready to pay. These kind of situations make the banking system not to function in a proper manner. Now, how can we improve this particular situation? What we can do to solve this problem? The first one, what they are telling, banks needs to change their approach. What changes they have to bring? It's that they are only lenders to the farmers. Rather than that, they have to make a relationship with the borrowers. Maybe personal relationship or only the lending, you give money, after some time you repay. Only that kind of relationship should not be there between banks or government or with the rural people. They should develop some sort of relationship between the banks and the borrowers. Maybe banks can give guidance also how to do the farming, what kind of methods can be used for improving the cultivation, some sort of guidance if the farmers get, you know that it will be profitable for the farmers. Sometimes they may take loan and they are doing a lot of hard work and they don't know how to get more production, or maybe they are after producing, they don't know or they are not able to sell the production at a good profit. So in all these areas, if bank gives some guidance, that will be helpful for them. So that is what they are telling. They should, it's not only between, it is not the relationship should be there should be some guidance, or there should be some relationship between the banking and between the banks and the borrowers. It should not be like, oh, you give loan, that's all finished. Another one thing we have to, I mean, we in the sense, bank should inculcate the habit of thrift. What is habit of thrift here? What do you mean by that? Habit of thrift means what? Bank should inculcate or bank should develop this habit. So it means what? The savings? What is that? Nobody knows. Just today only I told what is thrift, right? What is thrift? What does it result? If you are having or if you are following thrift, it result in what?
More and more of something.
More and more?
Of loan.
See, habit of thrift should be developed among farmers, among the rural people. So more and more? More money will be there in the hands of people, right? That will be saved where?
Bank.
In the bank. Okay, that is what they are telling. Inculcate the habit of thrift. So don't spend all the money what you are getting. A part should be saved, and that can be utilized in a proper manner, and that should be promoted among the farmers. So if you are promoting thrift, you will have more savings that can be put in the bank, that can be taken as a loan. So some sort of mobilization of deposits should be done. At the same time, savings should be there for the farmers here. Okay. Next one. To improve the situation, what all measures are taken by the government? I think this part is not there in your textbook, okay? Let me, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, okay?